This story was sent to me by Craig J, and it is coming out of Georgia. And it involves this little girl that you see right here on the right, and her name is Savannah Adams. Let me make sure you get her name, Savannah Adams. And on the left is the piece of shit that killed her. And y'all know I cannot wrap my mind around anyone that would kill a child. Like, I just can't do it. Like, every time I hear stories like this, it just takes me into another zone where I wish I could be standing like in the same room with the person that's doing this, and just like, I'm not even gonna say it on here. But anyway, let me get into it. A 5-year-old Georgia girl described as gentle and loving by those who knew her was found dead, and the man entrusted to care for her is behind bars. On March 29th, Savannah Adams was found dead in her Southwest Atlanta home, WJCL and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution report. Her cause of death has not yet been determined, but Captain DeAndrea Price of the Atlanta police said she had substantial bruising. So that just sounds to me like she was beat to death. It was a horrible death. I actually didn't sleep that well that night from seeing her, Price, who responded to the 911 call, told WSB-TV. You could basically see the visible bruising on her body and her face. A family member told police she had left Savannah with 22-year-old Ethan Gathright to go to work, but when she returned, Savannah was dead. Gathright, a convicted felon. So let me get on the mother right. I'm assuming that this is the mother. You left your daughter with a man who was a convicted felon. Either you didn't know and didn't ask, or you knew and you didn't care. See, now this all goes back to negligence on the behalf of the parents. This guy wasn't even this little girl's father, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is she was left in the care of a man who already had prior convictions to his name on his record. And wait until we get to the part where it talks about the stuff that he's been convicted of, because I already read through this article. Lived in Savannah's home with her and was tracked down by police on Monday before being arrested on a gun charge. So not only he's a convicted felon and he was left to watch her, but he was living in the same home as this girl. So I'm assuming that, I don't know what the relationship was between the mother and this guy. It could have been a sexual one for all I know. But the fact of the matter is he was in the house living there. And it said he had a gun charge. The following day, he was charged with murder. Since Savannah's death, staff members of the Head Start program where she attended created a GoFundMe page to help raise money for her family. Gentle, loving, kind, caring, friendly, brave, big-hearted are a few words that are used to describe Savannah. This little light brought joy when she entered her classroom, laughter to her parents, family, and friends, and protected her siblings like a big sister should. The GoFundMe organizer wrote, "To know her is to love her, and Savannah was definitely loved." Now, let me go back a little bit, because I could be off about this. It possibly wasn't even the mother that left this girl in the care of this demon, because the article states it was a family member, but it didn't specify who the family member was. So it doesn't have to specifically mean it was the mother, because if it was the mother, I would assume that the article would have listed the person down as the mother, not as a family member. So this could have been an aunt or a cousin or something like that. It didn't have to specifically be the mother. So if I jumped out and I was wrong about that, I apologize. But the fact of the matter is, this girl should not have been left in the care with this guy. It says Gathright was convicted and sentenced to prison for multiple violent robberies of women in the Atlanta area in 2014, WSB-TV reports. According to the station 2, he was paroled in 2018 and began probation in August. He currently remains behind bars without bond. It was not immediately clear if he has entered a plea to the charges against him, and attorney information was not available Friday. The fact that he's in there now without a bond mean they have without the shadow of a doubt unreasonable doubt that this man is responsible for her murder. After all, the girl was alive when the person left her with this man, but when they came back, she's dead, and he was the only one there with her. And they said it was visible bruising to her body. There was no bruising on her body before the person who left her with this guy. And now when they come back, when they see her body, there's bruising. The guy, this piece of shit, obviously killed her. Obviously. And I get so tired of hearing stories where you have these individuals who leave their kids with these strangers to go do whatever. Like, we live in a time where too many people out here are too trusting with their kids. I can't tell you how many stories involved a child killing, where most of the time it involved a man, a grown ass man, killing a little child, and they were always not the child's father, or just some fly by night whatever. Remember that story I did about that man who met this woman off of some kind of dating app, or was it Facebook or something like that, and she allowed him to stay in the house with her, and then let her daughter sleep on the couch with this man, and the man ended up raping her. But like I said, we live in like a time where too many people are so damn trusting to these strangers for whatever reason. I would have much rather her take the girl with her than to leave her with this guy, especially knowing he was a convicted felon and he just went on probation last year. Now, I always ask this: what in the hell could this girl have done to this seemingly grown ass man to make him beat her to death the way that he did? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Unless she got possessed by the spirit of Chucky and started coming after him with a knife, and they could prove that, there was no reason this girl should have been dead or should be dead. Well, we know who won't be getting an early release from prison due to the Wuhan. This guy right here. And I wagon on the way in. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I'll talk to you in the next one.